Hi, and welcome to this tutorial for race entry. Today we're going to talk about editing your registration page. So you'll start by logging into your account, and then you'll find your marathon or race for the year, or 5K, whatever length you have. We have our fake Wing It Marathon here on our demo account. And then from the sidebar menu, we're going to go to Edit Registration, then Edit Form. And you'll see at the top here, you have this green button in the right-hand corner that'll take you right back to the dashboard. And then next to that button, we have an add question button, a settings button, foreground, and background color editors. All right, we're gonna start with the color editors. So if you click in here, this is the purple that you see on the screen. I can drag this anywhere I want. I can drag this to change the color to red, blue, teal, green, yellow, orange, red. I'm just gonna put it back at purple. Drag it a little bit until I'm happy with how it looks. You'll see that the text color will automatically change. So if I take it all to white, the text changes to black. If I take it all the way black, text changes to white. So we keep it readable that way. If you have a hex code that you want to use to match your branding, you can put that hex code in right here. And then when you click out of it, it'll save and just be like that. You can't see the background color right now because I have uploaded an image as the background. But if I go to settings, I can disable that background image. And you can see that we have this teal background right here. And this editor works just the same as the foreground color editor. I'm going to go back and turn the background image back on because I think that looks nicer. If you are uploading a background image for the first time, you can, or if you want to switch your background image, you click this upload background image button, and then you'll just upload it from your computer. The next thing in settings is a banner. If you would like to upload a banner, we have that capability. Most of our clients don't use this feature. Okay, and then we have form opacity. So this is going to say how opaque the foreground is. So right now it's at 60%, so you can see the background photo through it. If I don't want to see the background photo through it, I can put it at 100%. And then you can't see the background photo through it at all. And you can do any number between 60 and 100. So if I wanted to do 75 or 87, any percentage number between 60 and 100 will work well. All right. And then we get into some of the other settings and some preset questions that we have just for our registration forms. So we have a gender question here, and our default gender question is just male and female. You can disable it and then create your own custom question to be more inclusive as you would like to. And then the next thing here is a phone number question, and then you can ask people to opt into text alerts. We do have an address question. This can't be disabled for sales tax purposes. Yeah. And then here we have the multi-category speed up option. This is, for example, if you're doing a registration and people are signing up themselves for multiple events, you can make that process faster by having some autofill transfer between registrations so they're not writing their name each time. So if you want to speed up that registration process for folks, you can enable it, and that will do that. And that's faster. We don't need it for this event, so I'm just going to leave it disabled. You can require email verification. If you're doing teams, you can change the team wording, so registered captain, teammate, or create a joint team, whichever you prefer. We also have the option to show the logo on registration, or you can not show your logo. I'm going to leave it enabled on this one, but if you wanted to turn it off, you could. And then down here, you can, this setting will let you show sold out question options. So an example where you might want this to be turned on is if for shirt sizes, maybe if you're out of mediums, you still want people to know that you did plan to have mediums, you're just sold out. And so you want that text to still show up, but you don't want it to be selectable, and you want it to be grayed out so people know that, oh, it's not available. If you leave this off, then once something is sold out, it will just disappear and won't show again. Yeah, so that is up to you. I'm going to go ahead and enable it so I can show you on the public facing form what that looks like at the end here. If you want to embed your registration page to your website, we have the code to do that, and that's just right here, and you copy and paste that into your website's code. All right, so that is the settings button. One thing really quick while we're talking about the logo at the top here, if you want to upload a new logo or just upload a logo period, you just click on the logo area, and then that's where you can select your logo file. Okay. So I'm going to scroll down here. So you will see that we still have the default gender question here, but it's crossed out. So it's not going to show up on the public facing page, but you will still see it on the back end here. And then down here, you can edit your waiver. If you want to require people to scroll through the waiver, you can do that. If you want to require a full signature, you can select that option. You can edit the text of your waiver in this text box, and then you can title it as you like as well. So we're going to go ahead and save that. And then if you want to read the race entry waiver, we've got that here for you. And then we have initials. Okay, let's talk about questions. So if we're going to create our own question, we have different question style options, a drop down, a radio style, and a checkbox. For multiple answers, we're going to do a radio for our custom gender question. And then we'll go ahead and add options. Okay, and then you could add whatever options you wanted. If you went into, maybe we'll go other here. Okay, and then we're gonna click additional text, so that will just populate another bubble where people can put in some more details and information for you. Down at the bottom here, you can make this question required or optional. We're going to leave it as required. We're going to apply it to all categories, but if you had a question that you only wanted to ask certain distances, you could narrow it down even further. If you had a question that was just for team captains, you'd have that. If you wanted to show this question on the app check-in, you could check the box here. If there was a default answer, you could select that option here, and then that would just be the default, and people could change it, but you would have a default answer. We're not going to put a default answer here. Yeah, and we will do another question, a question where I'll show you where this additional info box can apply. It doesn't really apply to this specific question. Okay, we're going to save that. And then you see when I scroll down, we've got our radio options. And on this information button, it will give you kind of the history of the question being added to your form. And then if you wanted to edit you can go here and just edit there. All right, we're gonna add another question here. We're gonna do shirt size. Do adult sizes and youth sizes. I'm gonna create the question. So you see we've got adult sizes auto-populated, youth sizes automatically populated. If you wanted to add like a double extra large or another size, you can add another option. If you don't see, if you want to reorder, like if you're adding a double XL, and you wanted to put it by the other adult sizes, you can move them like that. We're going to show the advanced options. So we don't have an unlimited supply of extra smalls. So I'm going to put, maybe we're only getting 20. So this option, once we've sold 20 of these shirts, will stop showing up or will show grayed out. And I'll have it show 20 remaining. And if I wanted to charge extra for the shirts, I could add that charge here. And then it would be rolled up in the total at the end. I'm going to put, we have 0 left of the smalls, just so you can kind of see how it looks like. Okay. And you can do that across all of these shirt sizes. For the sake of time, I'm not going to. But I am going to go ahead and add additional information on sizing. Let's say your shirt supplier, these shirts run large. So that way we're providing some additional information that as people are making decisions about what size they ask for, they can see that and say, oh, if these run big, maybe I'll go down a size if my size is not available. All right, so we're going to save that. And then just like the question above, we can edit it here, see more specifics on that. If I wanted to put that question higher, change the order of the question, I can do that. I can't, these ones I can't change, but any of the questions that I add, I can change the order. The waiver agreement and initials will always be last. So if I wanted to add another question, I could just go click add another question here. If I wanted to create my own question, maybe none of these other options worked for me, or maybe had something beyond what was here that I wanted to ask. You could click create my own question. And of course we have these multiple choice options that you've seen. You can also do a free-form text, so a single line for open questions or a multi-line for longer questions. You can ask more advanced questions like, what's this runner's pace? If maybe you need to see ID, or you want a picture, or you need some sort of file uploaded as part of your registration, you can do that question here. And if you want to do an editable drop down, so where participants can add a choice to the drop down menu you've provided, you can create that here. I'm going to show you uploading files. So you enter your question. And then you're going to select what files you'll take. And I think for a photo of people with their ID, it's a JPEG or a PNG. But we also have the capability to accept GIFs and PDFs. So we're going to go ahead and hit save. And that question is here. Yeah, so now let's look at the main page. So we're going to go dashboard. We're going to click website links. This is just where all of the links that are useful that you'll want to share with people are, so you can find them quickly and easily. So we're gonna look at registration. So I'm gonna click here. And this is the public facing registration page. So right now 5K is auto selected because that's the only category that isn't full. So it's the only one that's left. We've got name, last name, email, address, postal code, phone number. Would you like a text alert? You'll see that the default gender question is not displayed here, but we've got our custom, what is your gender question, with our options. And then if someone selects other, we've had that additional text, that option that we checked, where people can specify their gender identity. If you scroll here, we've got shirt size, and you can see that we've got 20 left of the extra smalls, and that the smalls, there are none left, and it's grayed out. Like we said in the settings, we would like the options to display even if they're not available, but I can't select it, and it says there are none left because we added that information like we did on these extra smalls. So there's that. The sizing button is clickable, gives me information that these run big. So if I was a small, maybe I'm going to go for an extra small instead of a medium. All right, and then here you can upload a photo with your ID, and I click that file, and then they can choose that file from their computer. Yeah, so that's the tool. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.